Imagine a vast network of paths stretching thousands of miles across deserts, mountains, and seas, weaving together distant lands and diverse peoples. This was the Silk Road, not just a single road, but an intricate web of trade routes connecting the ancient civilizations of East Asia with those of the Middle East, Europe, and beyond. For over 1,000 years, from roughly 130 BCE to the late Middle Ages, the Silk Road was the artery of cultural exchange and commerce, shaping the world in ways that still ripple today. It earned its name from the highly prized Chinese silk that traveled westward, captivating the elite of Rome and Byzantium. But silk was only one of countless goods exchanged. Spices, precious stones, metals, ideas, and religions all journeyed along these routes. The Silk Road was more than a trade network. It was a bridge between worlds. Empires rose and fell along its paths. Caravans braved harsh climates and dangerous bandits, and new philosophies and technology spread from one culture to another. In this video, we'll explore the story of the Silk Road, how it began, the routes it took, the rich tapestry of cultures it connected, and the profound impact it had on global history. So buckle up for a journey across time and space as we uncover the secrets of the legendary Silk Road. The story of the Silk Road begins more than 2,000 years ago during the Han Dynasty of ancient China. Around 130 BCE, Emperor Wu sent envoys westward, eager to establish contact with distant kingdoms and expand trade. This diplomatic mission opened the door to what would become the Silk Road, a sprawling network of paths connecting East Asia to Central Asia, the Middle East, and eventually Europe. But the Silk Road wasn't a single road or route. Instead, it was a complex web of overland and maritime pathways. The overland routes crossed vast deserts like the Taklamakan and the Gobi, wound through rugged mountain passes of the Pamirs and the Hindu Kush, and followed river valleys that offered rare sources of water. These routes were often perilous, with harsh climates and threats from bandits. Yet countless caravans braved the journey, driven by the promise of wealth and cultural exchange. Alongside the overland routes was the maritime Silk Road, sea lanes connecting Chinese ports to Southeast Asia, India, the Arabian Peninsula, and even East Africa. This maritime path was crucial for bulky goods like spices and ceramics and helped link cultures across the Indian Ocean. Key cities flourished as vital hubs along these routes. Chang'an and modern Xi'an in China served as the eastern terminus. Samarkand and Bukhara in Central Asia became melting pots of culture and commerce, and Antioch near the Mediterranean was a gateway to Europe. Each route carried not just goods, but ideas and people. The Silk Road was a corridor where traders, pilgrims, soldiers, and adventurers met, sharing languages, customs, and stories, weaving the fabric of a connected ancient world. The Silk Road was much more than a trading route. It was a vibrant melting pot of cultures, languages, and traditions. Across the vast expanse from East Asia to the Mediterranean, countless peoples lived, traded, and mingled, shaping the rich tapestry that defined this ancient highway. At the eastern edge, the Chinese civilization was renowned for its exquisite silk, fine ceramics, and technological innovations like paper and gunpowder. These prized goods traveled westward, fascinating elites and common folk alike. Moving west, Central Asian cities like Samarkand and Bukhara became bustling cosmopolitan centers where Persian, Turkic, and Mongol influences blended. These cities thrived on trade and became hubs where merchants, scholars, and artists gathered. Further west, the Middle East and Arabian Peninsula introduced spices, precious stones, perfumes, and textiles. These regions also played a pivotal role in the spread of major world religions, such as Islam and Christianity along the Silk Road. The Mediterranean and European regions received exotic goods like silk and spices, but also contributed glassware, wool, and precious metals, enriching the exchange. Beyond goods, the Silk Road was a conduit for ideas. Philosophies, scientific knowledge, art styles, and religious beliefs traveled alongside merchants. Buddhism spread from India into China and Central Asia, while Islam and Christianity also moved along the routes, influencing societies along the way. This vibrant exchange created a cultural crossroads unmatched in its time, shaping the development of civilizations across continents. The Silk Road's influence on history is profound and far-reaching. It wasn't just about trade, it helped shape the destinies of empires, sparked technological advancements, and fostered cross-cultural connections that changed the course of civilizations. Economically, the Silk Road created wealth for cities and empires along its paths. Prosperous trading hubs flourished, acting as centers for markets, culture, and political power. The exchange of goods stimulated industries from silk weaving in China to glass-making in the Mediterranean. The Silk Road also played a pivotal role in the spread of ideas and innovations. Technologies such as papermaking and gunpowder traveled westward from China, eventually transforming warfare and communication. Similarly, artistic styles and architectural techniques crossed borders, influencing everything from Persian ceramics to Byzantine mosaics. Religiously, the Silk Road was a corridor for the movement of beliefs. Buddhism, originating in India, found new followers in Central Asia and China. Islam spread rapidly through the Middle East and Central Asia, while Christianity made its way eastward, influencing diverse populations. Politically, the Silk Road was both a unifier and a battleground. Empires like the Romans, Parthians, Kushans, and Mongols vied for control over crucial routes, understanding the power of controlling this vast trade network. The Pax Mongolica, a period of relative peace under Mongol rule, greatly facilitated safe passage for traders and travelers. Yet, the Silk Road also had darker impacts. It helped spread diseases such as the bubonic plague, which would later devastate populations across continents. Ultimately, the Silk Road was a powerful force that wove together economies, cultures, and histories, shaping the ancient world in ways that still resonate today. Though the ancient Silk Road routes gradually faded with the rise of sea trade and changing empires, their legacy remains alive in many forms today. Culturally, the Silk Road fostered a rich heritage of art, language, religion, and cuisine that still influences regions from China to the Mediterranean. The blending of cultures along these routes created traditions that persist in music, storytelling, and craftsmanship. Economically, the Silk Road set the foundation for globalization long before the modern era. The idea of connecting distant markets and facilitating exchange of goods and ideas is echoed in today's international trade networks. In recent decades, China's ambitious Belt and Road Initiative has revived the spirit of the Silk Road, investing in infrastructure to reconnect Asia, Europe, and Africa. This modern project echoes the ancient routes, aiming to foster economic growth and cooperation on a global scale. For historians, travelers, and dreamers alike, the Silk Road remains a symbol of human curiosity, resilience, and connection. Its story reminds us how the movement of people and ideas can bridge vast distances, creating a more interconnected world. As we look to the future, the lessons of the Silk Road inspire us to embrace cultural exchange and collaboration, carrying forward the timeless journey that once linked civilizations across continents.